YouTube, what's the vibe, man? What's the vibes? It's your man Suavini V. I'm here back with another video, man. Today we're gonna be reacting to Andrew Tate. That's another one of my favorite online persona guys, influencers, man. Anybody who speak up for the truth and just tell what's right and just on some real G shit, I look at and I like. So Andrew Tate, he just like Charleston White, I believe. They both got a lot in common. They both speak facts. They both speak from the heart. They both tell the truth. They both call out bullshit, and they my type of guys. So I can watch them and have the same ideologies, have the same beliefs, and have the same majority of it, and have the same ideas and believe in the same thing they believe in. So especially when Andrew Tate, when his ideas about women, his ideas about speaking up for yourself, doing right, and just being strong and just regular shit. But now he on this lady named Tracy. I can't pronounce her last name. Harmoush. Um, Her podcast is what's the name of her podcast? What They Don't Tell Us. So this is my first time seeing her. You know what I'm saying? She's a woman and she believe in what we believe in. So we're gonna just check it out and see see what they talking about. I already watched it, but because it's a 2.5 hour interview, and my storage it keep going out. So I can't record the whole thing, so I just watched it, and then I took notes on certain parts of the interview that I want to speak on. In this particular part, he's speaking about women and how this shit's so fucked up because relationships is bad. Relationships is dying. It seems like everybody getting in a relationship is breaking up. The men don't know the game of women. The women running game on the men. The women is ran through and used, and then they taking that used shit, trying to give it to a man, and then the man found the woman that he taking care of her lifestyle and her. He paying all the bills, and then come home find another nigga in the crib. But if men know the game, he'll know that what women do. And then men don't know the difference between women and ladies and bitches and hoes. You can't treat a hoe like a woman, and you can't treat a woman like a hoe. So you gotta treat a hoe like a hoe and a woman like a woman. But you should have respect for everybody, but you should respect people who respect themselves. So a lot of women don't even respect themselves. So we just gonna tune in and chime in and just see what's going,
So we do very different things.
And I think a lot of women are comfortable with all of that, in my position, when they have their shit together. This is my opinion. Because I have purpose, because I have drive, because I want to grow and build things in this world, and I'm very comfortable to be very soft in my feminine energy. I'm always cooking for my husband. I don't even let him order without coming to me first because I want to take care of him. I want him to be, happy when he's with the boys playing cards. I'm always serving everybody. I love doing that, gladly.
See, that's the thing. A man gotta see. Men is men's fault because men need to know what to choose, and men need to know how to choose. See, you heard what she just said and described. She loved cooking for her man. So a man gotta find a woman. See, first of all, a man gotta take time and find a woman. You can't be so. I gotta find a woman. I gotta find a woman. I gotta find a woman. Like, bro, just chill, relax. Sometimes you gotta go a long, long time, years, months, and try to find the right one. And ain't nothing wrong with that. But you gotta find a woman that wanna serve you and wanna take care of you. And what the problem is, men be choosing the looks and them fat asses. The women with them fat asses and them looks, they don't fucking cook and clean. So if you a man that want a woman that cook and clean, you gotta make sure she can cook and clean. You can't just be looking at her face and think she gonna do what you want. So that's why it's important that when you meet a woman, talk, bro. Find out, ask her 1,000 questions. That's what I do. I meet a girl, bro. We gonna stand right here and talk. I'm in New York, so when I go out, like, nobody ain't got nothing to do. We just doing what we want to do, having fun. We got time, And so if I meet a girl, I talk to her for 20, 30, 40 minutes, sometimes an hour, sometimes 2, 3, 4 hours. Sit there, stand up, go walk places and just talk and ask her any question that you want to ask and find out what you really want to know. Ask meaningful questions. So that's the first thing men got to do is choose the right woman. And like she said, she loved cooking and serving for a man. A man got to choose a woman that wants to do those things, because a lot of women don't want to do that. A lot of women want to just spend money and look pretty. A lot of women just want to spend money and look pretty. If that what you want to do, a man need to just deal with her for 30 minutes. Like, that's it, because she costs too much, and then you don't bring no value. A lot of girls don't bring no value to the table. So as a man, you gotta
They're
know
always
that.
like, oh my God, Tracy's always like all over her husband. I love it.
Yeah.
And I think it's because I've worked on myself a lot and I know my purpose in life. Now, it doesn't say that women that choose not to do what I'm doing and just want to stay at home cannot feel the same way.
Yeah.
But I feel a lot of the people that have this modern feminist mentality are speaking from a place of insecurity because they're lost. They don't have control over their lives. They don't have control over their finances. They haven't met a guy that could help them out, or have a leader in the family, and they don't know how to take care of themselves when they're single.
Yeah.
So they go for the easy way to make cash, the ways that are probably not, I mean, the OnlyFans, for example. I mean, most feminists that are screaming at the top of their lungs are making money in the West on OnlyFans,
Yeah.
and they call that feminism. They call that
Empowerment.
freedom and empowerment.
Well, I understand it. And the world is a very difficult place for young men, and it's a very confusing place for young women. For young men, it's difficult because when I was 16, 17, I mean, Dubai didn't exist, but I didn't know where Monaco was. I didn't see Instagram reels of Monaco. I'd never seen a Lamborghini in my life. The women I was talking to in school had never seen one either. Like, if you're an 18, 19-year-old kid today, the girl in your college who you like, who's 18, 19, she has millionaires blowing up her phone, trying to fly her all around the world. You're just a Joe average brokey. So it's very difficult to be a young man. I don't think it's confusing. Young men know what they need. They need power and status and influence and money, and they're being constantly exposed to this whole world that they want to get access to that I was fortunate enough to not see. But that's why it's difficult to be a young man. To be a young woman, I wouldn't say it's difficult. I'd actually say it's easy but confusing. Because they have all these options now. They're 18, 19, 20, 21, whatever. They can be born in the middle of nowhere. They can be in Transnistria, a breakaway micronation. It doesn't matter. If they're hot and they have Instagram, they're getting invites. So as long as they can go cry at the passport office, they now get access to the highest tier of life that exists on the planet. If you're a man and you want to get on a boat, you have to work. If you're a woman, you want to
Pay for that boat.
You have to buy a boat. If you're a woman and want to get on a boat, you need an Instagram picture. So life can be easy for women materially at the cost of their soul, and it's very, very confusing for a woman. Because what do you do as an 18 or 19-year-old girl? Society used to have an easy laid out path for people.
Nah, he about to really get into the path, but that's something to think about. That that's the difference between a man and a female. See, that's what we gotta realize. There's a difference between a man and a woman. So a man, when you 18, 19-year-old, you gotta build yourself up. If a woman is 18, 19-year-old, they already fine and they already built up. Like he used the example for a boat or a yacht. A woman just gotta look pretty to get on a yacht. For a man to get on a yacht, you gotta have money. You gotta own the yacht. You gotta know the people that own the yacht. So in order to be friends with the guys that own the yacht, you gotta be important. You gotta be damn near be rich. So it ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't think men be complaining, but it's a difference between men and women. And then, like he said, the exchange is your soul, and I don't think women be realizing that, and they realize that shit too damn late. But he about to really break it down. How I ain't even knew this. I always wonder how this shit got so fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And from my generation, I saw from 2010 to now how I got fucked up. But even before then, I was like, damn, how this shit got so out of control. But he really about to break down how everything went so left.
A woman would meet a man, they'd fall in love to some degree, they would have children, they would be married, she would become a mother. By the time she's 22, 23, that was what women did. And then for whatever reason, feminism came along and women decided that the patriarchy is terrible and they didn't want to listen to their husbands and they wanted to be set free to make their own decisions, for better or for worse. We gave it to them, and now they've been set free. So what do 18 and 19 and 20 and 21-year-olds do now?
See, that's the thing. The women wanted, they thought they wanted to be free, and they wanted equal rights, and they wanted to not listen. See, that's the thing. Women don't want to listen. See, it's not about a man controlling you. See, some men do want to control you, and some men don't know no better, and they'll teach you some wrong shit, and they'll indoctrinate you with some wrong shit, and they'll have your ass doing the wrong shit. But if you got a good guy and a guy who reasonable and he knows what he talking about, he knows what he doing, and he the guy that you like and the guy that you admire and the guy that you want to be with, you should listen to him. Because if a man telling you what to do, it means he cares. The only time, I had to tell this girl this one time, the only time I say something is if it's dangerous. That's the only time a man will say, like, sweetheart, don't do that. Sweetheart, don't wear that. That gonna cause a problem. You don't see what I see. I see ahead. You just live in la la land, which is ain't nothing wrong with that. Kids and women live in la la land, which ain't nothing wrong with that. But you ain't thinking. I'm thinking ahead. I'm good at foreshadowing. You just living in the moment. You just, cause I want to, cause my feelings. You can't think like that. So I learned, bro. You would try to teach a woman and tell a woman what's right, and that bitch don't want to fucking listen. So, hey, shawty, you ain't gotta listen to me, but your ass gonna listen to some damn body. Like, my grandma told me, hard head make a soft ass. And then now that we see girls doing what they want to do, they making fucked up decisions, dog. They making the worst decisions. Even when a man, like I grew up with guys like my age, and they mom and dad let them do what the fuck they want to do. Them niggas will choose the wrong shit and don't never. I'm like, bro, your mama let you do whatever the fuck you want to do. Why you won't do this? You spoil, you get whatever you want. Why you want that? Nigga, you need to be doing this, bro. But they don't want to listen. So in life, you're going to listen to somebody, because if you don't, life will teach your ass, and that's the worst. That's the best way for a man to learn, but it's the worst way for a woman to learn. You don't want no woman that been through life, and life taught her ass a lesson.
They run around talking to dudes on Instagram, trying to get Birkin bags and Instagram likes. And they can only do that by hyper-promoting their sexuality, as you just described, so they can get as much attention as possible, because the raw...
And that's another thing you see all the women showing pictures of their ass. I'm like, damn, bro, even though we men, we like ass, but if that's all you see, that ain't even, ass ain't even what it is no more, because everybody got fake asses, everybody showing their ass, everybody like you, if you got a body or no body or alright body, we as men, we gonna see it. If you showing it, like, here it go, like that ain't the way, ladies. That ain't the fucking way. That ain't the way. This whole shit is getting way out of control, bro. This whole shit is getting way out of control. And I feel sorry for niggas that don't know the game, that be nutting them bitches that's hoes and having baby from a hoe, or they wife up a hoe. Because, or that girl done been with so many people and you ain't even know it, or you don't even know her or the game, and then you find out later that she don't really like you or love you. She just using you.
Laws of power. 48 laws of power, as you described. You have to try and garner attention, whether it's negative or positive. I'm one of the most Googled men in the world, and I said Lily Phillips' name. Why? Because that's the bottom line of it. It's true. So women are just using their sexuality now to try and get as much attention as possible. They're being thrown out into a dating market with the most desirable men on the planet. They end up having to share a man and get any girl he wants, because they only want a man of a certain status, and all women want him. So there's 1,000 women per one man. They're running from dude to dude, relationship to relationship, getting their heart broken over and over and over again, until they eventually realize they have to settle down to some degree. Then they end up upset that they can't settle down with the kind of guy they were with 10 years ago. Then you get into some resentful relationship to eventually have children or offspring or whatever it is. Like, everything is completely broken now.
Everything.
And it's broken because women said, we don't want to listen to men anymore. We don't want to, the patriarchy, we don't want to have to obey our husbands. What's interesting as a thought experiment, and I don't know, women will have to answer this, but if I were to analyze it logically, I would say, every time I see a woman complaining that men aren't loyal, let's say, for example, I say, you did this. Men were loyal when they had to be. A man met a woman, you were in high school, we had to get married to have kids because society expected us to get married to you, so we had to, and we had to take care of you. You're complaining that you need help. We had to give you a house. We had to work. We had to raise the kids. We had to be loyal to you. We had to be home every day. We had to take you to church on Sundays. We had to. Then you said you don't like listening to us because we expected you to cook dinner. You didn't want to cook dinner and you want liberation. So now what are you doing?
That's a
Now
fact.
you're running around chasing men who have all of the options on the planet. And you're wondering why he's not loyal to you. Well, you want him to sit down with only you. How many beautiful women in the world are blowing up his phone? He's the guy with the yaw. There's lots of space on the boat.
You know how I see it though? So
That's a fact, though. That's a fact. That's a fact. It's amazing how a girl don't want to cook and clean and don't want to serve her husband, but a man gotta do all this shit, and then once they okay, cool, we gonna give you what you want. You ain't want to listen. You want to do what you want to do, and then they want a man to be loyal, but men ain't loyal though. I think a man shouldn't do for another woman what he do for his main woman. Like, if you got kids by this woman, I don't think you should have kids by somebody else. If you want to have multiple kids, I think you should have all the kids staying in one house and all the women staying in one house. I ain't never seen a man that got 8 kids from 8 different women, got 8 women in the crib. I ain't never seen that. You know what I'm saying? So they doing it wrong. And they creating broken homes and shit. But we need to fix this shit because this shit is getting this shit already out of control. It ain't even getting out of control. It's way past out of control.
tell me what you think about this. You get married. I know you're not married, but let's say you do get married, and I don't know the type of woman that you would marry, but assuming she's the kind of woman that is intelligent, she works, she has her own ambitions, but she's obviously available to take care of you and the house and everything, right? Do you ever feel, firstly, that you can be, does a woman inspire you ever? Does your wife help push you? Again, it's subjective and it's different because you're in a place where you've already made it, right? But assume you're in this situation for other men out there. Is it normal for you that your woman inspires you to be better, that you would always bounce ideas off of her, build with her, grow with her? Or do you not believe that that's the woman's job in your life?
I think a woman would inspire me to be better so that I could provide for her and protect for her better. I think that me personally, I get all of my happiness via proxy. So my woman inspires me to be better because I can make her happier. And I'm only happy if she is happy. I'm only happy if my children are happy. I'm only happy if everyone around me is happy. I don't get happy by myself. I exist via proxy happiness. So I think to a degree she would inspire me. Yes, that's true. And I'm not saying that people don't get married anymore. I'm not saying any of these things. What I'm saying is that women in their years where they would have had a very clear purpose, where they're at the height of their reproductive years, for example, they're at the height of their hormones, their clear purpose would be love my husband, have children. And now they don't have that. They just have social media, distractions, endless offers, money, gold digging, OnlyFans, dating left, right, and center, Taylor Swift, bullshit on the news, all of these hormones inside of them. They're told they're a boss, but they also don't want to work, but they also should work, but they also should have all this money just because they exist. And then they know this other girl who has all this money because she's dating 6 or 7 different men, and they're just running around sleeping with everybody. And my question is that better for society than a woman meeting a man, falling in love, and getting married?
Definitely not.
So everything's a mess.
But it also doesn't work for society again, I think both are to blame because
Let's hear the men's fault. Let me hear the men's side.
I don't think it's just I don't think it's a men's fault. I actually think it's both of their faults because you kind of you're creating the society amongst each other. So at least in my day, it would never happen ever if somebody calls me and says, "Hey, do you want to come on this boat?" I'm like, "Sure." Like, there's no matter what.
Cause you're a woman. That's why it's a difference between a woman and a hoe. A hoe, you can buy a hoe. You can buy a bitch. That's another thing. The women in today's world, you can show them some money, offer them some money. Them bitches will do anything you say for some money. I done seen that shit, and we see it every day. Like it's amazing how money make a motherfucker do anything. That's why I'm glad. That's another reason why I'm on the internet talking, because I was raised by great grandma, and great grandma taught me the game. Great grandma taught me the way. Great grandma taught me respect. One one of the main quotes, one of the main things my grandma taught me was respect will carry you further than money. I ain't never forgot that. And I was so young at the time, I probably like 5 or 6 years old, and I ain't even knew much about respect. I knew to say yes ma'am, no ma'am, please and thank you. I appreciate that, thank you, excuse me, pardon me. Do what your mom and daddy say, obey. And I used to watch the movie Major Payne. That was one of my favorite movies. And I remember in the movie Major Payne, they had a scene where it was a singing scene, and it was RESPECT. Find out what it means to me. RESPECT. Saka 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 saka. That song. So that's the only thing I knew about respect. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't never forgot what she told me. And I remember as a little boy when she told me respect will carry you further than money, I was like, in my mind, I'm like, damn, grandma, how a word would take you further than money. At the time, I knew what a lot of money was because I always was into money. I knew what a million was, a billion was, a trillion, gazillion, fulfillion, a quadrillion. I knew what a lot of money was. So I'm like, damn, grandma. In my mind, I'm thinking, damn, grandma, you mean to tell me a word? I thought it was just a word. I ain't knew it was deeper than that at the time. So I'm like, damn, grandma. In my mind, I'm like, damn, grandma, a word will take you further than all the money in the world. So I ain't never questioned grandma. I believe grandma, and everything grandma said came to light 20, 30 years later, 20, 25, 30. When I got older in my 20s, it's amazing how what grandma taught me as a kid, 5, 6, 7 years old, I ain't start to see until 20 years later. So grandma was teaching me early. Grandma used to sit my ass on a chair, couch. I sit beside her. She used to just talk to me and tell me shit. And I think that what kids today is missing. So I come to the internet to teach and tell what my great grandma taught me, to kind of to see if I can help the younger generation, and my generation and the younger generation, because anytime you see a woman or a man doing some shit they aren't supposed to be doing, the first thing come to my mind is like, that motherfucker don't know no better. Or if they do know better, they too embarrassed to do what's right. They think it ain't cool to do what's right. So me as a cool fly nigga, I want to come to the internet and tell the young people like, bruh, you still can be a fly guy, a G, a real nigga. You still can be a pimp, a player, a Mac, just like me, but do the right fucking thing. Grandma say, punkin', stay your ass out of devilment. Trouble is easy to get into, but hard to get out. So you ain't even gotta be getting in the grandma call it devilment. You ain't even gotta be getting into devilment and doing evil. You can just do right. And you can just do right, treat people right, and you will live a prosperous life. And you ain't gotta worry about all that bullshit. So, you know what I'm saying? That's one of the main things she taught me. Respect will carry you further than money. Don't be out here doing all kind of shit for money. You can't pay me to do no whole shit. You can't pay me to do no wrong shit, no whole shit, no fuck shit, no faggot shit, no bullshit. Because I ain't going for it.
Motives, no matter where it is not possible, because my values will
morals,
never allow
morals.
for any guy of any status to think that just because
Like,
you're
bitch, you need to get some
so-and-so
fucking
president
morals. You
office.
ain't got no morals. You ain't got no respect for yourself. You need to get some fucking respect for yourself. You ain't got no morals, no principles, no nothing. Who the fuck raised you, shawty? And I ain't gonna lie. If you ask a girl who the fuck raised her, she'll start looking stupid. And then I was like, okay, it ain't time to laugh and pick on nobody. It's time to be serious, because motherfuckers ain't been taught right from wrong. A lot of people don't even know the difference between right and wrong, good and bad. They just do what the fuck they want to do. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't really right.
The trip that I am gonna go all the way there for you, no way in hell.
Yeah.
Like, this is my principles, and I think there's a lot of women, at least in this part of the world, that think like me, but also there's many and many and many that don't. It is.
So I think they in Dubai. I think they in Dubai talking like this, talking on the podcast. They in Dubai, but I'm in fucking New York. This the Western. Motherfuckers don't got no class. Motherfuckers ain't got no class, no respect, no morals, no problem. They just doing what the fuck ever. Like she said, her friends, they married. They don't think like that. They don't receive gifts from men. These bitches will want a nigga to pay for their whole shit the first time they meet them. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even worth that. So men need to change the game. Like, what? You ain't even worth that. What the fuck I like doing that for you when you ain't worked for it, you ain't earned it, or you ain't worked for it? You ain't worked for it, you ain't earned it, or you don't deserve it. Like, come on, what you think I am, a boo the fool?
A common thing around in some groups of women to talk about them being invited by men and men buying them stuff. I don't have that with any of my girlfriends. None of my girls are the kinds of girls that would ever take a present from a guy for no reason.
Yep.
Buy you something. You ain't my wife.
And we all have amazing husbands, great hardworking men that are trying their best and that are building and growing. And we grow too, and we grow too, and we're happy. But then there's this dynamic of
but that pussy
what comes
gotta be
first,
mine.
the chicken or the egg? Is it because the men are like, here you go, and the women feel empowered? They're like, yeah, so I mean, I'm empowered. I can take what they're offering and do what I want to do. Or is it the other way around?
Well, I'm going to answer that question.
Yeah.
I'm going to answer it because I would argue that when society functioned the way it previously did, where there was a man and a woman and a husband and a wife and a family and a small home and children in it, I would argue that men didn't want to give up having a wife and having kids that they take care of and do.
That real shit. Niggas want that. Niggas want that. And I ain't never really thought about that until he said that. You know what I'm saying? Until he made that point. You know what I'm saying? Because most men work at a bullshit job that they hate and can't stand, and only to fulfill their woman's dreams and the kids' dreams. So the man to go out and work and shovel shit, like my daddy used to say, shovel shit, do trash, the worst job in the world. Long as his kids happy, long as his wife happy, long as he got a roof over his head, long as his kids go to school, the wife cook, clean, take care of the kids, I pay for it, and then I bring my time. Whatever I gotta do, I do it. The man will do that, but like he said, the women said, "Fuck this shit. I ain't want to do this shit no more." And to be quite frank and to be even, it probably was the wrong kind of men being in relationships with the wrong type of woman, and the woman used to feel abused and trapped, and the men probably used to beat them bitches' ass, which was wrong. Beat them women up and make them do shit that they don't want to do. That's wrong. I don't believe in that. That's why it's important to choose the right person. And men don't need to be beating on women, and everybody just need to just do the right thing. If everybody just have respect for everybody, this is why I think we can change this shit. If everybody just have respect for one another, be like, you know what? I ain't gonna do that to that person. You know what? I ain't gonna even treat you like that. You know what? I ain't gonna talk to you like that. I always been like that, bro. I ain't gonna do nothing to somebody that I don't want them doing to me. I ain't gonna say something to you that I don't want you saying to me. I ain't gonna hurt you or do something to you that I don't want you saying or hurting me or doing something to me. I treat people how they should be treated. I treat people how I want them to treat me. I live by that shit, bro. And I think most people should. If most people just have respect for one another and treat people how they want to be treated, how they should be treated, or how they would expect somebody to treat them, the world would be a cool, smooth place. But everybody just, they just disrespecting everybody to the fucking fullest extent. Like, it seemed like Cardi B got a song out, let's go lick for lick, let's go wrong for wrong. What the fuck is wrong with you, bitch? Like, even if a bitch do me wrong, even if a bitch do me dirty as fuck, I don't want to do you dirty. I don't want to do you wrong, because I wasn't raised wrong. I was raised right. I wasn't raised to do wrong. I ain't even wasn't raised to fight. If a motherfucker wanted to fight me back in the day, I wouldn't even fight him. What the fuck we fighting for now? If you slap me, I'll kill you. If you slap me, if you put your fucking hands on me, that's a different story. But want to fight? What the fuck we want to fight for? I don't want to fight. I don't want to hurt nobody. I ain't never been that type of nigga that want to hurt nobody. I always was the type of nigga that want to help. Nigga, let's have fun. Where the girls at? Man, let's get fly. Let's get a haircut. Nigga, let's get something to eat. Let's go to a spot we ain't never been in. Man, let's go on the other side of town. Man, let's take a flight. Man, let's go to the Knicks game on courtside. If we can't afford it, let's grind in the trap and get the money and go do it. Let's do the things that we always want to do as 5-year-olds, bro. That's what we should be doing instead of hurting people, bro. It seems like everybody hurting everybody. The men is hurting the men, the women is hurting the women, the women is hurting the men. Like we gotta stop that shit, bro. We because it getting worse and worse. You know what I'm saying? It making niggas like me come to the end and be like, bro, what the fuck y'all doing? Y'all fucking the fuck up, bro. I think the world need a nigga like me to say, hey, bro, y'all fucking up. Y'all making mamas cry. Y'all making. I seen a girl got a T-shirt that say "Make men cry." Why the fuck you want to make a man cry for? Why would a man want to make a woman cry? I don't make nobody cry. I make a motherfucker happy. I make people smile, bro. Word. I ain't like that.
To work, because most men still want that now. Women want to give up having a responsibility and a duty to men. Men still want that. Ask the average man, what do you want? I want a woman, I want some children, I want her to listen to me, I want her to be loyal, I don't want her to be a hoe, I don't want her to talk to anyone else. Men still want the same thing. Women have changed. Women...
That's a fact. I ain't even realized that. But yeah, everybody want the same shit. All real G's, real niggas, real men, real stand-up guy. All solid guys, real guys, stand-up guys, leaders, real genuine gentlemen still want that shit. Because all men know that really done ran through women and really have the best of the best. If you get one woman versus 100 bad women, beautiful bad women, like beautiful women, a man will choose that one good girl that love him, that protects him, that got his back, supports him. She loyal, she ain't a hoe, and she's educated. She believe in God, and she minds, and she ain't never been with nobody, and nobody can't have her. Everybody want her, but nobody can have her. A man to choose that one woman that support his dreams and help him build his empire and love him unconditionally than them 100 hoes. Cause we know them bitches, them 100 hoes ain't shit. Them bitches is good for fucking and sucking and looking at. That's all I used to tell girls all the time. Shawty, you ain't nothing but a fucking cute live Instagram picture. You don't do shit. And I try to teach her, tell her what I need her to do. That motherfucker won't do it. Hey, Shawty, get the fuck out of my shit. I can't do it. Why you? I can't, bro, because I know you love me, you like me, you love me, you love me, but you don't listen, you don't do nothing. I need tasks done. I need my back. I hurt my back at work, nigga. My neck, my back hurt. I shouldn't have to pay a masseuse $350 when you a woman and if you do something for me, I'm the type of nigga I do something for you. What you need? I'm the type of nigga. If you do something for me, what the fuck you need? What you want me to do? I do anything you want me to do. If you massage my back like I don't even need shit. But if I need a fucking meal, every nigga need a meal cooked. Why would I pay somebody to cook me food that I don't know when your ass can cook? And I could just buy the food, buy the refrigerator, buy the stove, buy the house. I buy everything. I go buy the food, go shopping, just cook that shit. If I know how to cook, I wouldn't need you. So you should want to cook for me, like Shawty said. But women don't even want to be women. They ain't even want to be feminine no more, bro. So I realized, nigga, that's why I ain't never had no girl. Because a girl don't want to do what a man needs. So I realized, nigga, just pay for a masseuse. Pay for a woman to clean your crib. See, I'm a neat person. I ain't no dirty person, but you know, in New York, they got cleaners. You can pay for a cleaner. You can pay for a masseuse. You can. The only thing I ain't paying for no pussy. I can just go outside and meet a girl and boom, talk to her. Hey, how you doing? What's happening? Let's get it. But other than